This is me shaking my head. All right, so look, we have Wi-Fi issues from time to time, but literally today, I'm hardwired in. Like, I'm using an Ethernet cable. And so Facebook just went down for our live video feed, which always just takes the air out of my cells. So sorry about that. Please get back on. It's unbelievable. Tell your friends to get back on.
Oh my gosh.
And
we were doing so well.
Yeah, so we were going through my my Twitter feed, trying to show you everything that's going on. It's like, what is does a Facebook world not want me to teach this information tonight? I don't know.
I know.
So please let everyone know to get back on if you got knocked off, and she's resharing it with a bunch of people. And just bear with us for a second. I have no idea why that happened. Those aren't sharing. You missed a few of them.
Okay. I know which ones to do.
All right. Well, hey, welcome back. I see that our Massachusetts staff is on. Derek, Emmy, hello. And Carlos said no audio. Somebody send me a bunch of likes if you can hear me.
Loud and clear from Texas. Okay.
All right. Okay, so you guys hear? Okay, good. All right, well, yeah. Hey, Derek.
You can hear us, Derek, right?
Yeah, everyone hears? Okay, good.
Thank you.
Derek hears us. All right, cool. Well, all right, people are jumping back on. That was insane. We can't have that happen when we're in Massachusetts.
Massachusetts, get your stuff together because we can't have this.
We got to make sure our technology is in order. Okay, look. I kind of want to just throw this right now. You ever just felt like that agitated? But I need this, and you do too. So get your phone, get Twitter at Fed Injury Center, and follow us on Twitter. Tell all your friends to follow us on Twitter because I'm going through my Twitter feed. And what you want to do is when you're in front of your supervisor, you want to say, yeah, but what about this law? Because that's what we're doing here. So sorry we got dropped just a minute ago, but we're back. So we'll call this part 2 because it's part 2. It's part 2.
Part 2 of the Twitter feeds.
So here's what we were about to do. I was going to talk to you about OWCP. So if supervisors prevent you from filing a work injury, you should call OWCP. If you want to fill out a CA1 or 2 and they won't let you, you should call OWCP because OWCP has a list of worker rights, okay? And among their list of rights is the right to report work injuries. Okay, OWCP says you have a right to report work injuries. Supervisors cannot prevent you from reporting, and they cannot retaliate against you. Okay, that's right from the OWCP website. And so I posted that here in March. It happens all the time. Okay, supervisors try to retaliate. They say that you're going to be fired. They're going to, cut your hours. They threaten you in some way, and that's illegal. It's against the law for them to do that. If that were you, and I'd hate for it to be, but wouldn't you like to just be able to go, yeah, but OWCP says I have the right to report an injury and you can't retaliate against me. It might save your job, at least in the moment. I'll tell you this, if you got fired, in short time, you'd get your job back and you'd get all the pay back from the time you lost. We see this happen. A supervisor tries to fire someone, they do it, but then they lose ultimately and you get all your money back.
Yeah. Thomas, please give me a call tomorrow or Friday, 877-787-OWCP, and we'll go ahead and help you figure out what's going on with your case, and Chris can take a look at it and see why you're having some issues. And Christopher said, do these rules apply to MHA's non-regulars?
It applies to every federal employee, period. I don't care if it's your very first day on the job, it applies to you.
Yeah.
Okay? You're protected by OWCP.
Yes,
okay?
you are.
Department of Labor does not penalize you when you're injured, okay? It protects you. You just have to know your rights. You're protected by these laws. They apply to everybody starting on day one. Starting the second you clock in on your first day, it applies to you. So I'm going to move along on my Twitter feed. I'm sure that you're all well entertained, but this next one's great. All right, so the CA16. This form pays all your medical bills for 60 days following a CA1 work injury. Okay, so your only job is to report within 7 days, but you report right away, like immediately report, don't wait. When you wait, you start losing benefits. But assuming you do the right thing and you report right away, you're eligible for a CA-16. Well, supervisors say, oh, I don't know what that is, or I don't want to give it to you, and I don't have to give it to you. It happens all the time. And when that happens, you file a grievance. File a grievance. But the Code of Federal Regulations, 20 CFR 10.300, says, or letter B, says the employer shall issue the Form CA-16 within 4 hours of the claimed injury. How about that? When you ask for it, they have 4 hours to give it to you. 4 hours and 1 minute, file a grievance. Okay? File a grievance. The CA-16 is so important. It covers your medical bills for 60 days. Your case isn't accepted. Like I said, only 1 out of 13 people has an accepted claim. And so if it never gets accepted, your bills for the first 2 months are covered. You never have to pay that back.
Yeah.
And if you don't have an accepted claim, you end up paying out of your pocket with your health insurance. So it's co-pays and co-insurances and deductibles, you know? And so a CA-16 avoids all payments out of your pocket for emergency surgery, for pharmacy, for medical visits, chiropractic visits, physical therapy visits. It covers everything.
MRIs too.
MRIs, that's right. So any imaging, another nerve conduction testing, it'll pay for everything, but you got to get the form. And so when you request the form and you don't get it, file a grievance.
Yes. Ron Jackson said, you said they don't pay for back surgeries. What about the limbs that were affected by back surgery? I had 2 fingers that are deformed from back surgery.
Ron's talking about schedule awards. And if the spine injury causes problems in your limbs, you can get a schedule award on those. All right. So moving on.
Yes.
Hit me with questions.
That's it. That's it for right now.
So the U.S. Code, the United States Code, is law. 18 U.S.C. 1922. I said this in April. Whoever induces, compels, or directs an injured employee to forego filing an injury claim shall be fined, imprisoned, or both.
Yep.
I'm going to read that one again.
Yes.
Whoever induces, compels, or directs an injured employee to forego filing an injury claim shall be fined, imprisoned, or both. So this is what I always ask when I'm teaching this live. How can a supervisor induce, compel, or direct you to forego filing an injury claim? What are some ways they do that? All right, well, one way is they don't give you the forms, right? But induce or compel, they could threaten your job. Okay, threats of retaliation might compel you to forego filing an injury claim, right? So 18 USC 1922 says that those people can be fined, imprisoned, or both. All right, that's very important. And what if you were in front of a supervisor who was doing that to you? Wouldn't you like to pull out the U.S. Code and say, look what you're doing to me?
Yeah.
You can be fined, imprisoned, or both. Are you sure we're going to do this? And for you stewards out there that are watching, you know, when you should go into the room with your members, they should be free to come to you when they get hurt. You should go in there when they're reporting to management. And you should have this. And when management does this, this is huge. Why would you not want to show them this? Whoever induces, compels, or directs an injured employee to forgo filing an injury claim shall be fined, imprisoned, or both. I mean, that carries some weight. And if it were happening, and it happens every day, it happens somewhere today, okay? But if you know about this, you can say, look what just happened. I'm calling OSHA because it's my right to report an injury, and it's against the law for you to retaliate against me. So we're going to find out from OSHA, is this a violation? And when it's a violation, people lose their jobs. Okay, there was just a postmaster and a supervisor who, when a person was injured, they told this person it was in her interest to just give them a resignation letter.
Yes.
They told her to write a letter resigning. So, you know, when we heard about this, the steward in this area was already trained by us and knew what to do.
Yes.
But she called just to confirm, right? We're really proud of her because she told this person what to do. They called OSHA. And very shortly, the postmaster and supervisor were both fired.
Bye-bye, Felicia.
They weren't relocated, okay? They were terminated.
Yeah. Wait, can you guys hear us? Because some of you are saying you can't hear us. Carlos says, I was able to hear before it got cut off, and now I don't hear anything.
Check your speakers yourself, Carlos, and somebody get on and tell me if you're hearing me right now.
This is so frustrating. We're getting hearts, so...
Yeah, I need to see some comments that say, I hear you.
Okay.
All
I
right,
can hear
Diane
you.
can hear us. Okay, so yeah, so others
Thank
are able
you.
to hear us. So check your speakers. Okay, it could be you may be having a problem like we were having a problem. Sorry about that.
Thank you, guys. Diane says, Department of Labor told me my cortisone shot and knee brace were not covered in the first 60 days.
Yeah, I don't know why they would do that because typically those all things are covered, and like a knee brace oftentimes requires pre-authorization. Pre-authorization can't be given without an accepted claim, and so maybe they're doing that. But sometimes claims examiners will get funny on you, trying to be very nice. Okay, but a doctor can give you that injection, and when the claim gets accepted, go back and rebill it and get paid. A doctor can give you a knee brace, and when the claim gets accepted, can go back and rebill it and get paid. Doctors have 12 months to bill DOL, okay? So they can wait a long time for your claim to get accepted. And if they're like our doctors and they know what they're doing, then they'll always give you the brace and give you the injection and do the pre-authorization later. It's funny, it's called retro-authorization. And so a doctor who knows what's going on will retro-authorize things, go ahead and give it to you now because you need it and get paid later. It's not a problem.
Janelle says, I'm still paying out of pocket for my prescription due to an on-the-job injury. I'm told they should be covered like my medical bills were. How do I get reimbursed, and how do I make sure prescription is paid for in the future? It's refilled every 30 days.
So you need to contact your claims examiner and find out what's going on specifically. These medications sometimes need to be pre-authorized by the doctor, and so find out what's going on there. As far as getting your money back, when your claim's accepted, you need to keep all your receipts.
Yeah.
Okay. This goes for everybody. If you pay money out of your pocket, keep your receipts and get a form OWCP 915. You can find it on our website at federalinjurycenters.com. There's an OWCP forms tab. So get the OWCP 915 form, attach your receipts to it, and turn that in. You'll get reimbursed. Once your claim is accepted, you got to get your claim accepted first. But contact your claims examiner and find out what it's going to take to get your medications covered, because they do cover medications.
Yeah.
What else we got?
I'm not getting all the info on Twitter. I sure could use this info because I'm a union steward. Do you have a Twitter account?
Yeah, you got to get a Twitter account. It's so easy. Go to the App Store if you have an iPhone. Go to Google Play if you have an Android. Get the Twitter app, download it. It walks you through how to get a new account. It's super easy. Like, it basically does it for you. Okay, you answer the questions and it's done. And then you go into the search and you search at Fed Injury Center, and then you follow it. And then you'll be on our page and you'll be following it. And you'll have all this stuff like real-time uploads.
If those of you are having problems making a Twitter account, just message me and I'll just write the steps and you'll be okay.
Like, we'll be happy to walk you through it.
It literally takes like no more than 10 minutes. Trust me.
Yeah, we'll walk you through it. No problem. All right. So in May, one thing was coming up a lot in May. People, federal employees, were telling their injured coworkers that your claim was denied. Go file an appeal. What does that mean? Go file an appeal.
Yeah.
And so, you have people going to oral hearings, total waste of time. Requesting a review of the written record, total waste of time. And going to ECAB, which is a waste of time and premature. And almost nobody was selecting reconsideration. And so I posted on here a picture of the appeal request form, so you know what we're talking about. And on here, you need to select reconsideration. Everybody that gets a denial gets a letter from DOL.
Yeah.
And the letter specifically states why you were denied. You take that letter to the doctor, because it's generally the doctor's fault for denials, okay? They can write it better. Let's put it that way. So you take that denial letter and you say, hey, doctor, here's why I was denied. The doctor addresses that in a narrative report and sends that to DOL. You then select reconsideration and send that to DOL. You have 12 months from every denial to do a reconsideration. It's the only one that gives you, the only appeal format that gives you 12 months. So you want to do a reconsideration every time, send that in, have the doctor address the denial letter, and they'll reconsider that doctor's new information. The other ones don't do that. You need to do reconsideration every time. And so I said the best way to appeal a denied claim is by checking reconsideration. Okay, so go to my Twitter feed and you can look in May 18th and you can see a picture of the appeal request form, so you'll know what we're talking about. Earlier, somebody asked what goes in a doctor's narrative report, which is tricky, okay? Because the critical part of a doctor's narrative report is that it's got insanely great detail, okay? It's got so much detail about how the injury happened that as the doctor's writing, he's like, man, this is funny. I can't believe I have to write this, but then keeps writing it, okay? Because you need more detail. Always you need more detail. But in general, and I wrote on here, and there's a picture, probably can't, yeah, you can see that a little bit. Yeah, I wrote, this is the 5 basic elements of an accepted OWCP claim. 1, time. You must have reported within 3 years. Okay, so in the doctor's narrative, you want the doctor to address that. 2, that you're a civil employee. The doctor's got to prove in the narrative that you were a federal employee at the time of injury. Simple enough, right? But it's got to be in there. 3 is fact of injury. Must be able to prove that an injury occurred, that it actually happened, and that a medical condition resulted from it. That's really important. An extreme example is we know people that had car wrecks in their LLV, carrying the mail, and they proved that the accident happened, but didn't prove that there was a injury that resulted from it. It's insane, okay? But the doctor's got to be able to do that. Performance of duty is the 4th. The doctor's got to prove that the injury happened in the course of employment or as a result of employment. And causal relationship, the most important. The MD must be able to show a direct link between the injury and the job. So you're welcome to take this to your doctor and have them, use these as a sections of their narrative report. Our doctors do this just naturally. This is what we do. So any other questions right now?
Gregory says, I have a bill for thousands of dollars. The hospital failed to file with OWCP in the allowed time period. Now the hospital is trying to collect it from me. What do I do? So
Gregory, understand the allowed time period is 12 months. If it's less than 12 months, they're not too late. They're supposed to bill OWCP, and they should not bill you. If they accepted you as an OWCP claim, they shouldn't come back and try to get the money from you. I'd fight that, to be honest with you. I would just completely fight it.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, when we go to the doctor, to the hospital, we sign this thing that says that we'll be responsible for the bills. But it's not fair to you because, as a federal employee, OWCP is responsible for the bills, right? And so if your claim is not accepted yet, then once it gets accepted, they can still bill it, even if it's over 12 months, okay? So just explain to them that you're working on getting your claim accepted. And if it is accepted, give them the claim number.
Yeah.
And let them bill it, okay?
I want to give a shout out to Christy Anderson in Nebraska.
Nebraska.
She says she has all her stewards check us out so they can get educated. That's like the greatest thing that you could do so they could get educated, because I've never been to Nebraska, but I'd like to come. But that's a great thing when you don't know about OWCP to follow and like us. And another shout out from Chelsea from Kansas. Hello, Chelsea.
So I'm going to just go through, I'm almost at the end of this. I'm at June. But I reiterated this one thing. It was so important. It's happening all the time. OSHA.gov/workers is the webpage you can find this on. Says it is illegal for an employer to fire or otherwise retaliate against a worker for using their rights under the law. They want you to file a whistle. I should have a drink when I do these things.
Want some coffee?
Yeah, I'm fine. They want you to file a whistleblower complaint within 30 days of the retaliation. Okay, so when this happens, get on it right away.
Yeah.
Just contact OSHA right away. And what you're doing is you're saying, hey, OSHA, here's what happened. Is this a violation? Okay, and let them guide you through it. You can also file a whistleblower complaint online at OSHA.
1-800-321-OSHA.
All right, so this next one was a total game changer. Doctors are the reason why claims get denied. And, they're the reason claims get denied. And so they write bad narratives, or they refuse to write good narratives, right? And so you have a doctor that over and over and over gets your claim denied, but you're stuck because that's your treating doctor, and the claims examiner so often won't allow you to change doctors. You write a letter to request a change of treating doctor, and they won't allow you. Well, the defect procedure manual says that if the attending physician asked to be relieved of responsibility in a case, the request will be granted. So the way around it is get your doctor to write a letter asking to be released from your case. And then you can go find another doctor, because remember, the choice of doctor is yours. Once you choose, you're stuck, okay? You can request a change, and oftentimes they won't allow it, which is really bad. But when the doctor requests to be relieved from the case, then it shall be granted, right? So you'll always be able to find another doctor that way. What else you got?
Debbie wants to know, why does it take so long to get a claim number in order to be seen by a doctor? Debbie, where are you at? Because the Federal Injury Center doctors, we will see you.
We don't wait for claim numbers.
Yeah, and the doctors that Chris has trained, they're the same way too. So let me know where you're at. But we don't know why they do that. That's just them. I mean, we always say that the claims examiners are just sitting around doing nothing. I mean, there's thousands of you, and there's, not thousands of them.
Some of them work from home sometimes too, so Wheel of Fortune. All right, so here's the last one: temporary light duty assignments. We have a lot of this in Florida, where people are being sent far away for a temporary light duty assignment. This one particular office was sending carriers, rural carriers, in fact, 56 miles away to do this. And so the Defect Procedure Manual, DFEC is what I'm saying, Defect Procedure Manual, Section 20814 9C2F. Look, you're not going to have to remember that if you go to Twitter, okay? But it says temporary light duty assignments should be no more than 50 miles from home. All right, but if you don't know that and they send you away, you're like, oh, crap, I got to go drive 100 miles to work. But when they do that, if you had this Twitter feed, you'd be able to say, but hey, what about this? This says that it shouldn't be any more than 50 miles from where I reside. Okay, so this saves you from having to go way too far, because in my opinion, sending you far away on a job is like retaliation, and they're not allowed to retaliate against you either. So 50 miles is a long way, but at least there's a limit. Okay, they have to cut it off. So anyways, I posted that in July, and I hope you're seeing it. And if you go to Twitter at Fed Injury Center, you can see this stuff in real time as I update it. We have 563 Twitter followers out of 2.8 million federal employees. So the rest of you need to get on the ball and get Twitter. I understand not wanting to follow other people, like don't follow politicians and athletes and movie stars. Don't do that. Seriously, this is like an easy way for me to get you some valuable information, and Twitter's available to us for this. And so I only post valuable information on Twitter that's helpful to you as a federal employee. I don't waste your time. I'm not posting, who I want to win the national championship, and I'm not going to post on there about what movie I liked or any of this stuff, and I'm definitely not getting political on Twitter. So, it's OWCP, and it's helpful. And when you're in front of your supervisor and they're trying to push you around, this is one way that you can push back. And so I'm making this available to you. Please share it with your coworkers, and don't get pushed around by management.
Okay, so a lot of you are asking about the doctors that we've trained. After we're done, I will go back in and answer the other questions. And the doctor in Tucson, Renee says hi from Tyler, Texas. Renee, if you're in the area, next Wednesday you can meet with Chris if you're a rural carrier. And if you're not a rural carrier, and if you are a federal employee, just come on over to the Gaylord and you'll find Chris. And I'll post where he will be.
Tyler, Texas is about 2.5 hours away. But come on out.
I know, yeah.
Come on out.
So we hope that those of you see that Twitter's not that hard to get, and that you should be following it so you can get the real live updates and things that are necessary.
Yeah.
It's really, really good to have this, because as soon as he reads something or finds new information, he posts it right away. And then he'll say, go check out the new Twitter feed that I posted. This way, it's only you guys that are getting it, the people that need it the most, which all of you should want it and need it.
So, and I hope this doesn't come out the wrong way. If anything I'm about to say next sounds bad or someone takes offense to it, just know I didn't mean it that way, and let's just go on and get past it. I said this in the beginning in part 1 of this video, that there are still lots of unions that don't allow us to come in and teach. And now, why is that valuable to us? Because a union gives us a forum to talk to groups of people. Versus, one at a time, one by one by one. I can actually talk to whole groups at a time. And it's super valuable to be able to teach in groups, obviously, okay? And so some of the unions don't allow us to come in, and they have their reasons. I disagree with all of their reasons, but they have them, and that's whatever. That's their thing. But, when we're doing this interaction here on Facebook, and when you're following me on Twitter, it's kind of like, I wouldn't go so far as to call this our union, but this is kind of our OWCP club, And here, nobody can prevent me from teaching you. And on Twitter, nobody can prevent me from teaching you. And so I want you to have this information. I'm working so hard every day. This is all we do. We only do OWCP to get the word out. And still only 564 Twitter followers. And, tonight we'll get 10,000 views of this video, which is incredibly great, but there's 2.8 million federal employees. So do me a favor, do yourself, do your coworkers a favor, share this with everybody. And, for the unions out there, look, I love you. You know that we're big fans. We think everyone should join the union. So if I said something that offended you, I didn't mean it that way. What I'm saying is, look, you guys have rules. I don't. I can teach whoever I want to teach. And this is how we do it without violating, your union rules. So we need you to get on board, pass this around, so that we can teach more of your coworkers and get the word out to more people. And some people are not going to like this. You're going to hear people saying that this is a scam. And seriously, so far I've never asked anybody to put your credit card information in here, so you're probably safe. We do this for free. We love doing it. We like to fly around. We fly ourselves. We get our own hotels. We get our own cars, and we come out and teach, and we love it. So, but when we can't get out to see you, you can see us here. And if I can't get into a room where all of you are there, you can follow me on Twitter, okay? I can get the information to you. You're not on an island by yourself. So many people just feel completely lost and alone when they get a work injury. But you're not. You always have everything I'm saying in your pocket. You get everything I teach you in your pocket. You just got to get Twitter on your phone.
Yeah. So, my turn? Are you done?
Yeah.
The end for Chris. Okay. Number 1, we are going to be in Quincy, Massachusetts, August 28th to do Facebook Live starting at 8 p.m. Those of you that go, we will give you the packet, the actual packet that Chris teaches from, and it's
But you have
awesome.
to show up.
We will not give it to you because I'm not going to tell you how you get it when you get there. You have to be there, and he will tell you then when you're sitting there before we go live how you get the packet, and you can follow along with the packet. So again, it's open to all federal employees. We're reaching out to Connecticut, Maine, New Hampshire, and everyone in Boston. If you're in New York and can drive up to Quincy, Massachusetts, drive on up.
Yeah, seriously.
And 2, Chris will be in Dallas next week in the same hotel that the NRLCA 2019 National Convention is. You guys find him. I'll let you know where he's going to be staying in the night when everybody's free and done and just wants to hang out. Chris will be there. We won't be going live next week because he will be in...
I'll be live there at the Gaylord.
You probably could. Yeah, I think maybe you should just do that.
Yeah, we'll see what happens.
Yeah, and those of you that are in Birmingham, don't forget we are coming August 17th. Mail handler, steward training and union meeting in the morning, and APW Birmingham union meeting at night. I believe it's at 7. So we're going to be there.
Yeah.
So if you're there, come on. But we always try to see which state will beat the other state or city. So Massachusetts, let's see what you got. Florida killed it for the Facebook Live. So let's see what Massachusetts can do.
I'm expecting 100 people.
So
I haven't been up there, and I'm anxious to meet everybody. And so, please come out, bring your friends, your coworkers. Your friends, if they're not federal employees, are going to be totally bored.
Doris, where and time in Quincy, Massachusetts can I sign up? I posted the invite. I'm going to do it again after this. So print the invite out and Post it in your break rooms. Give it to everybody. Give it to anybody that's a federal employee to come out. There's no charge. There's free drinks, free food. It's going to be a
free
fun,
education.
Yeah, it's going to be so much fun. I trained him very well. So I will post all of that. And you guys are asking about the doctors that we have. I will go ahead and post that as well. And for those of you with the hearing impaired, I will go and add the closed caption to this video and part 1 before we got disconnected.
Somebody said, where in Quincy? Go to federalinjurycenters.com and scroll down to the bottom, and we've got the locations listed with the addresses. And anybody that wants to go, we'll be happy to email you over an invitation, and we could do that, right?
Yeah.
So give us your email address, and we'll be happy to send it over to you.
Krista, you want to know, you said I'm lost. What is this? This is Wednesday night OWCP chats. It's when you guys get injured, federal employees get injured, and they don't know what to do. We give you the rules, the laws, and all the education you need to help you filing your work injury
and get it accepted.
Combating those supervisors that give you a hard time, and how to get your claim accepted so you don't have to pay any money out of pocket. How long with an on-the-job injury do you have to return to a regular work duty?
Okay, yeah, you have to return to work when your doctor says so. There's a 12-month thing where they're going to start offering you a permanent position, like a limited duty position, but you can keep getting treatment as long as it's medically indicated, as long as you're, making improvements. But you need to follow your doctor's orders on that. That's the rule, is follow the doctor.
Keith Carter, thank you. I think this drives a lot of policy in the future. Great job.
We're working on it. Thank you, Keith.
Oh, you're welcome, Krista. And those of you that are asking where the Facebook Live will be, it will be 25, this is the address, 25 School Street, Suite B2, Quincy, Massachusetts, 8 p.m. Yeah. Come early, get there early for some food and drinks.
Because I'm starting at 8. You guys know, like when at 8 o'clock we hit the button and we get started. So we'll be live on Facebook, but we'll be live in person as well for those of you that want to come out. And we want you to come out. I mean, seriously, let's pack it. I hope it's shoulder to shoulder.
Wow. Letty says, where in Quincy? I'm in Chicago and willing to fly out there.
Yeah, that's why I said just go to federalinjurycenters.com, and the address is at the bottom of the homepage.
Yeah, Letty, if you want to fly to Massachusetts, you can. There is a doctor in Hoffman Estates outside of Chicago that Chris trained. He's awesome.
He's a machine.
Dr. Patron.
Yeah, definitely. You could just go visit Dr. Patron, and he's incredible. He's incredible.
Oh, and we are going to have Italian food.
Yes.
So those of you that like Italian finger foods, and
Maria's going to get us hooked up with some really great Italian food.
So with that said, we thank you guys again for watching. Chris may go live just for a few short minutes next week. The following week, I think it'll probably be like the 3rd week in August. We're going to be going over round 3 on how do you file your CA1 and your CA2. And we're just going to stick to that because a lot of you have questions. So it's how to file your CA1, CA2, what doctor to go to when you get your CA1 and CA2, and how to get it accepted, and the laws that go behind the CA1 and CA2 when you can't get them.
That's
so
right.
That'll be coming up in 2 weeks. So Chris, I'm speaking for Chris, is looking forward, because I can't be there, is looking forward to seeing you guys out in
Grapevine,
Texas on Wednesday.
At the Gaylord Texan.
Yeah, I wish I could see you guys. Take lots of pictures and post them on our Wednesday night chats. I want to see everybody there.
Now, let me be clear. I am not there officially as someone who was invited by the Rural Carrier Association, which is fine. No offense taken. We tried our best, but it didn't get to happen this time. So I'm not trying to get in the way of your actual activities.
Yeah.
You need to be in in the classes, participating and learning, because this is super valuable information. I'll be talking with you in the evening. I have no intention of getting in the way of this reunion that I respect greatly. I'll just be in there in the evening for us to meet and talk and hang out.
Yeah, he just happens to be there.
I live 20 minutes away from there.
Yeah, he's actually leaving Friday to go back home with his son to get his son ready for college, and I'm leaving Wednesday to go to Lubbock, Texas to get my son ready for college. So that's why I won't be able to be there with them. But I just want to say we hope to see a lot of you come out and meet with him. I want to see lots of pictures. Again, if you guys are out there and you go see Chris, take your picture and post it on our page.
Yeah.
Hashtag Wednesday night OWCP chats, and it'll pop up on our page. And with that said, we'll see you guys back in 2 weeks going over CA1 and CA2s. So don't forget to share, like, and follow us on Wednesday night OWCP chats every Wednesday at 8 p.m. now. And follow us on Twitter for all the rules and laws.
At Fed Injury Center. Get Twitter. Okay.
Have a good night, everyone.
Bye.